Seraphina Nightlight Moonspinner. The village of Hollowbrook is shrouded in an eerie silence as Seraphina Nightlight Moonspinner arrives, her eyes reflecting the pale moonlight. She walks with a hesitant gait, her long, dark cloak billowing behind her. The villagers murmur among themselves, some whispering her name with fear. Seraphina avoids eye contact, her hands nervously clutching the hem of her cloak. She feels the weight of her past pressing down on her, the burden of a mistake that haunts her every step. Her presence is both magnetic and unsettling, as if the very air around her is charged with unspoken secrets. As she approaches the village blacksmith, the scent of smoke and metal fills the air. The blacksmith, a gruff man with a furrowed brow, eyes her warily. "What brings you to Hollowbrook?" which he growls, his tone guarded. Seraphina hesitates, her fingers instinctively brushing against her cloak. A flicker of magic dances across her fingertips, a small spark that quickly fades. She swallows hard, her voice barely above a whisper, "I seek shelter for the night." The blacksmith narrows his eyes, his suspicion evident. "You'll have it," he snaps, turning away. Seraphina exhales sharply, her heart pounding in her chest. She feels the weight of her guilt pressing down on her, her past mistake looming larger with every passing moment. The next morning, the village square buzzes with activity. Seraphina walks past the town well, where children laugh and play. A small boy, no older than 5, notices her and runs toward her, his eyes wide with curiosity. "Who are you?" he asks, his voice pure and innocent. Seraphina crouches down, forcing a smile. "Hello," she says, her voice soft. The boy's eyes widen as he notices the faint glow around her, a flicker of the magic she's been suppressing. "Are you a witch?" he asks, awe and fear mingling in his voice. Seraphina's heart aches as she looks into his trusting eyes. She hesitates, the weight of her guilt making her hesitate to reveal herself. That night, Seraphina finds herself standing at the edge of the village, the moonlight casting long shadows across the landscape. She closes her eyes, the memories of her past flashing before her. She had been young and drunk on power, using her magic to manipulate events for her own gain. It had been a mistake, one that cost her everything. "I'm sorry," she whispers to the moon, her voice trembling. A soft glow surrounds her, the weight of her guilt beginning to lift. She feels a connection to the magic within her, a power she once feared. With a deep breath, she channels the magic, the air around her shimmering with energy. The glow strengthens, and she feels a sense of peace she hasn't known in years. The weight of her guilt is gone, replaced by a newfound strength. The next morning, Seraphina stands before the village elders, her posture erect and her eyes steady. The elders, once wary, now look at her with a mixture of respect and curiosity. "I have been burdened by a great sin," she begins, her voice clear and strong. "But I have found a way to atone." The elders nod, their faces solemn. "What do you propose?" which they ask. Seraphina steps forward, her hands outstretched, the glow of her magic fading but present. "I will use my powers to help this village. Together, we can face the challenges ahead." The villagers murmur among themselves, their doubts fading as they see the strength in her eyes. Seraphina feels a sense of belonging, a weight she once carried alone now lifted by the community around her. The weight of her guilt is gone, replaced by the weight of purpose.